Howdy folks, Professor Chaz here, lab coats on back order. At the top of the video, I have to issue an apology. Not to none of you folks out there, to Marvel. I'm sorry for doubting you, Marvel. You know, when What If first came out, the What If series on Disney+, I was like, that sounds like a cool idea, I guess. You know, different alternate timelines when Jonathan Majors' character in Loki, he can't reset the timeline anymore, so all these branching realities, the Watcher watching every individual varying type of storyline going on. I thought, okay, it's cool. I've never been a fan of multiple timelines like that because I like having, you know, a set group of characters that I know what they've done, I see where they go. So having multiple timelines where, oh, you know, what if, for example, what if Spider-Man, someone else got bitten and got the power? So it's like, but that's not the Spider-Man I know, and that's the one I want to follow. You know, he's the Spider-Man. So that's why I haven't been into comics, particularly for the past, probably like over a decade or two, because there's so many different stories. I don't know which one is the real one, and even then, you have a real one, the other ones come into their comic, and you know, it's all just intermingled and intertwined, and then my fingers are stuck together, and it's just like, that's all I have to say about that, So I thought, okay, What If is a cool idea. It's more for other people, I think, not for me. But I decided, okay, one night, you know, I have my Disney+ subscription, which you should get, by the way. You get a lot of cool stuff on Disney+. I believe Free Guy just came out, so that's cool. I thought, okay, since I'm paying for the content anyway, I'll just take a look-see. Excuse me. I forget which was the first episode I watched. It wasn't, you know, to this point, I still have not seen episode 1 of What If. I just didn't take the time to sit down to watch it yet. I've seen all the other ones, though. It wasn't the second one that I first watched, though. It might have been What If the World Lost Its Mightiest Heroes. I think that was the third one where the Avengers, before becoming the Avengers, were all dying. And therefore the Avengers Initiative never got off the ground. So I thought, okay, that was kind of cool. And I've just been watching them because they are fun what if stories. You know, interesting side notes of this and that. So I didn't really think too much more about it. However, at the end of the last episode, episode 7, I think it was, the Party Prince Thor episode, we saw potential multiverse crossing over in What If. So all these different timelines that are like parallel universes, they can merge, they can connect and cross. Because we saw what some people are saying, you know, evil Vision. Technically it's Ultron. We saw Ultron and his Ultron cronies, little army force, come out of a portal at the end of the Party Thor episode, and Ultron has all the Infinity Stones. Now, people were saying, oh, of course, yes, without Thor to use Jonathan to charge Vision's body to make him good, of course, Vision's body is going to become evil. He's another Ultron. He does not know how time works. Honestly, after What If, I don't know if I do either. But at that point in Thor's timeline, when he first meets Jane Foster and he first comes to Earth, Vision, Ultron, whichever, is not even a thought in Tony's head yet. You know, it's not until Loki invades New York that Tony has the experience where he realizes, okay, there's bigger threats out there, we need to protect the Earth. So that's what leads to him creating the original Ultron. So the Ultron we saw at the end of Party Thor is not really the Ultron that may occur in the Party Thor timeline. So obviously there's some sort of time travel, multi-dimensional shenaniganery happening here, so it's looking like crossing over can be a thing. Now, they have said too, some of the stuff in What If may find its way to the live-action movies. And I feel like the movies are still going to follow the main timeline. You might have some branching here and there, but I would hope that the MCU maintains that solid timeline that we follow. Because if it all splinters off, it's like, okay, I don't know which is real anymore. So anyway, that being said, this episode of What If, episode number 8, it's the penultimate episode, there's only one left. It is called What If Ultron 1. So we're gonna see what if Ultron won. Obviously something to do with all the Infinity Stones. That's probably what's allowing him to travel through multiverses. Although, as people have said, it's been stated in the comics that Infinity Stones only work in the universe that they're from. Now, I took that to mean you can't use them in the DC universe, because I believe I've heard that there's been a comic crossover in the past where Darkseid or Darkseid, I don't know, I don't really follow DC as much, but the main villain there, he got the Infinity Stones, took them back to the DC universe. Turns out they're like paperweights, much like at the TVA. So does that mean that the Infinity Stones, if Ultron takes them from his original timeline to the Party Thor timeline, will they still work? I feel like they will, because let's consider it a Marvel universe or Marvel multiverse, whereas DC has its own thing. Let's say some people theorize, could Goku beat so-and-so in Marvel? So if they took the Infinity Stones to the Dragon Ball universe, they probably wouldn't work there. Yada, yada, yada. Alright, without any further ado, we're going to see what if Ultron won, and follow along as the Watcher shows us what's up. Now, I want to one more thing I want to point out to you. I know this is a super long intro. The end of the Party Thor episode, you have the Watcher doing like the finale, and as they say, both Earthling and Asgardian are like, they lived happily ever after. So this whole time he's been, essentially, it's like he's recapping a story he's seen, because he knows what happens, what's going to happen, and he's just telling us his narrative. But after he says happily ever after, you see he gets a confused face. He's like, wait, what? And then he sees this portal open, and then the Ultrons come out, and he's like, perhaps I spoke too soon. So he did not know that was going to happen. That is the first time we've seen the Watcher unaware of what we are all watching. So that's cool. Also, I've seen clips from the mid-season teaser, I think it is, where it showed us scenes of characters from the previous What If episodes we have not seen yet. What is it, Doctor Strange Supreme, I believe they call him. Basically, evil Doctor Strange, although he did it from a place of logic, or heart. Long story short, although his episode 4, ended with like his universe collapsing into like a little diamond around him, basically, it showed him talking with Party Thor. That didn't happen. So it must be going to happen, or Marvel's doing its thing of throwing fake stuff in the trailers, and just to keep us guessing. But I feel like the Watcher is... They've said he can't interfere, although he probably has the powers to interfere. He can't. He has to stand back, and he's just observing. I think he's going to recruit the main characters from every What If thus far. Those who survived, talking back to Marvel Zombies. I don't know who made it out of that one. I think he's going to recruit them all to stop this Super Ultron. That's my guess. That might not be this episode, might be the next one, but we're going to find out. I'm going to hit play on episode number 8 right now. So, of course, if you do not have a Disney Plus subscription, I say get it. Watch this episode for yourself. Come back, watch my reaction, because I love this stuff.
This one breaks my heart.
Aww. Watcher, no. So it says this is the final days before this universe
90 seconds.
ends.
Start the clock.
Okay, so Black Widow's still alive. This must be some time after Ultron, I'm assuming. Age of Ultron. There's Hawkeye. This is definitely post-apocalyptic. It's interesting. Now, we haven't yet seen any of them. I'm going to call them the bigger guns, like Iron Man, Captain America. We're seeing the 2 humans. Oh, he's got the cloak of invisibility. Hawkeye can hide from their sensors. That's cool. It is kind of interesting how Ultron's robots can be one-shot dispatched by, well, I was going to say by a regular human stabbing an arrow through their head, but we see Clint's got a metal arm.
No, don't say it.
What? Need a hand? Come on.
Oh, she's using his arm to lift him up. Oh, well, just a hand back.
We're getting rushed.
Hand back.
A couple more seconds and the sentry signals would have alerted.
And he's launching them rockets. So maybe all of the heavy hitters were taken out in this fight. And Black Widow and Hawkeye, because they're on the jet, they avoid fallout, I guess.
But the Age of Ultron was only beginning.
Oh, he still shows up! Thanos is here.
Fascinating.
Well, that was short-lived. Thanos didn't have time to speak a word. So that's how he got all of the stones, okay. Well, that's the reality stone right there, making the army. But, like, how did Thanos get all the stones in this universe? I'm thinking time stone. So he's even going after Peter Quill's dad. And there goes Peter Quill's dad. Now, this is interesting. Someone can fight back? So I was going to say, it's interesting because He Who Remains, at the end of Loki, did say it's going to lead to a multiversal war. I took that to mean that all of the Kang variants caused the war. But Ultron can also travel if he has the stone, so that's what could lead to the multiversal war, and that's kind of what he's doing. He killed all life in his universe.
Who said that? Basking in the boundless, he became aware of the... I see you. There are universes beyond my own.
Change the channel.
What the hell is this? If a hunger like that were to be unleashed upon them...
So they gotta hunt through all this stuff. They gotta basically Indiana Jones their way to find a way to stop Ultron. This was also a scene in Honey, I Shrunk the... No, Honey, I Blew Up the Kid. We gotta find Zelensky's shrinking machine. It was packed away like this. It's not as good as the first movie, maybe? It was still cool. Some odd green screen choices here and there.
Never heard of Pete.
Pick a box.
Is he gonna just talk to them? Guys, I need your help. So, what timeline is this then? Because if Ultron wiped out all life, this is not his original timeline.
You're gonna feel like a real jerk for almost quitting.
Wait, stop it! That you found it?
Don't give me
That
hope.
was my box.
There's still hope.
Oh, okay.
Found you. I finally found you.
He's actually made it to the Watcher's
Show
house.
nothing alive. Sure, this is the...
You think that my strategic objectives would ever align with yours?
Because you're the last surviving Zola copy left on Earth.
Yeah, self-preservation.
And I've ruined a lot of laptop systems.
Oh!
It's true. Just ask Shield IT.
I'll pour water on you. Oh.
Alright. And as for the mission parameters?
Ultron himself is currently
You
off
should
the
have
list,
downloaded
so
him
our only option is to
first.
upload you via...
A piece of your mind.
You should have set all this up first. Those loading bars are never a good thing when time is of the essence. How many times have you been installing something on your computer? It goes up to like, 84%. And it's back to 12. Reinitializing. I think these are our final two Avengers. Ooh. Predator net. Nice. You see, I don't know if I would have taken his legs out that early on, in case this didn't work the way they thought. I will say though, as much as I've said, I don't really like the side stories of I don't know what to follow. What If has done a good thing for all the Marvel characters, like Zola. Never saw him again since Captain America 2, but he's here and he's doing stuff, which I think is cool. In the Marvel Zombies episode, Hope was a main character. Friggin' Kurt from Ant-Man, the side friend, he was a main character, and that was awesome. Okay, Zola, yes!
Clint!
Aw, they're doing a complete reversal of Vormir. Do a big boomy boom. Big exploder rocket. That looks like a exploder rocket. Watcher's got some defenses. And some offenses.
Oh, but anything is possible in a multiverse.
Oh, man. He just came into one of our universes? So Watcher's actually very powerful to be able to go toe-to-toe with Super Ultron. Just smashing through the multiverses. So he's in control of Watcher HQ. Where are you? Doctor Strange's universe. I was thinking, nothing else is there.
You want me to say it?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I want to hear you say it.
Yeah.
I see now. I need your help.
So that's why that crystal barrier that never just like kind of fizzled out. It kept Doctor Strange as a surprise. It just said also featuring Benedict Cumberbatch. Okay. So as far as the main story of Hawkeye and Black Widow trying to do what they were doing, that was so much side story. That doesn't even matter. This was wild. So, as I said, it's not going to just be Doctor Strange Supreme that helps out with this, because we've seen a clip where Strange Supreme is talking to Party Thor. There's also, we saw a clip of Gamora using Thanos' double blade. She hasn't even been in any of this yet, so she must be in the final episode. This is what I'm talking about, things all connecting together. Now, even in that, this is still its own side thing, because this is not part of the main timeline, because these are all branch storylines. So in that sense, it's like I was still kind of right in the fact that the what if is not important really to follow the main timeline like in the MCU, but then again it might be, because they've said certain characters may cross over. I think they said Captain Carter from the first episode, she might make an appearance in live action. And we saw in the mid-season trailer or teaser that she has a new suit than what we saw in the first episode, or what you saw, because I still haven't watched it yet. I should go watch it. I should watch the entire series again. So I believe we're going to see the Watcher picking and choosing the best recruits from each of the timelines that we've seen in What If, and forming a multi people have explained it like this, a multiversal Avengers team, which I'm assuming Party Thor, Strange Supreme, maybe Spider-Man the Zombie Hunter, because we've seen a picture of him wearing Strange's cape, but that was not in the Zombies episode, so that could be a tell to something coming. Who else would make it? So Captain Carter. Who would you say is the main hero in the second one? That was, well, T'Challa, obviously, Star-Lord T'Challa. The third one, all the Avengers are wiped out. Maybe Captain Marvel, because it ends with her ready to take on Loki and save the world. The fourth episode was Doctor Strange Supreme. The fifth one was the zombie, so Spider-Man could be the main one there. I mean, T'Challa's missing a leg, that one. Ant-Man is missing a bit more than that. And then Spider-Man. Like, of course, you gotta figure out, how do they deal with zombie Thanos? Wouldn't it be something if he goes to do the snap, but then because he's a zombie, his arm just falls off and he can't do it? I thought that too. What if so Thanos' gauntlet was left-handed, and he did the snap. And then when they made the Iron Gauntlet with the Infinity Stones in Endgame, it was right-handed. What if Thanos wore the Iron Gauntlet and goes to snap, and he's like, I can't snap with my right hand! What if he couldn't snap with his right hand? That would have been perfect! Right? No problems. Anyways, okay, there's one more episode left, so every episode thus far has been a half hour. I'm hoping the last episode of What If will be longer than that. It may not be, but it'll be nice to see a more, not really feature length, but a more lengthy episode for the big finale. But what if Ultron wins this final episode, and then that leads into, like, what if he's the main villain in Spider-Man No Way Home? Highly doubt that's going to be a thing. Anyway, I think that's it. I don't believe there'll be any post-credit scenes here. The post-credit scene will be episode 9 next Wednesday. Get yourself a Disney+ subscription. Watch this episode, or watch this one. Watch the next one. Watch all of them. Watch everything on Marvel. Disney+. They got all of it. So, anyways, that's going to be it for me, I guess. There's no more point to ramble. Professor Chaz is now signing off. Wait. Let me know in the comments, if you saw this episode, what did you think of it? And how do you think the finale is going to go? Obviously, it's Marvel. Good guys, heroes. I think, we're going to win. But how we're going to win, I don't know. And I have a feeling, since these are all what-if stories, we might see some of the characters not survive. Because they've already told their stories, like, say, Party Thor. We know how he grew up, what led him to the point he's at. Probably not much more to say after that. Although some people have theorized, and I think more of, hopefully, or more of a hopeful way, that Season 2 of What If will give us continuations of some of the stories we've already seen. Personally, I don't care either way. It's like, if you want to continue something, do it, but I feel like every episode thus far, I don't need a follow-up. I can just, you know, think in my head, what would happen next? I don't need confirmation on that, personally. Anyway, again, Professor Chaz is signing off. Thank you folks for watching, and hopefully you enjoyed today's episode of What If, and I will catch you next time.